been quite tough spending 9 weeks keeping your mouth shut pretty much and just sort of agreeing with what most people say, even though half the time they're talking rubbish or drunken rubbish even.
For one footman, it's payback time. After 8 weeks emptying chamber pots, it's his turn to enjoy a Regency dining facility. Something never attempted in mixed company by the gentleman.
Perhaps this might help, sir.
Whatever you do, do it with a certain style and it looks fine.
Mr. Goldbarns, would you mind removing the chamber pot, please, sir? Thank you very much.
More wine, anyone?
It's the morning after the servants' party.
Can you let Mrs. Rogers that I shan't be down after dinner?
Mr. Everett is putting the finishing touches to his maze.
To be honest with you, I know the route through it, so whoever I get chosen to go through it with is going to be quite lucky since I know my way through.
He's ever hopeful that his creation will impress Miss Hopkins and finally bring them together.
There's a couple of girls would be quite nice. Miss Hopkins, for example, would be quite nice.
But after Mr. Carrington's rose petal gesture, Miss Hopkins can think of no one else.
Nobody's ever done anything like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think a round of applause for Mr. Everett and his construction here. Well done. Yeah, well done.
Welcome to my maze. There are 3 places where you've got to get to, and they represent that one to the left, wealth, that one over there, children. In the middle is happiness. In order to finish the maze, you must have 3 flowers, one of each colour. Enjoy yourselves.
It's the moment Mr. Everett has been waiting for. The hostess announces which guests will enter the maze as couples.
So we'll start with our host, Mr. Goldbarns, and the Countess.
Pleasure.
Then next, Sir Jeremy, with Miss Braund. Then we have, oh yes, Mr. Carrington, with Miss Hopkins.
What a lovely position for a lady to be in, and well, it's not a lovely position, you know, to have kind of 2 admirers, but have to choose between the 2. And I am really, really bothered about how Mr. Everett will feel about it.
Could you just go and you go...
No, I'm going to place people. It's my right. Miss Hopkins.
Needs must.
Would you like to start through this entrance here? This way first.
Thank you.
All right, so this is it. This couple could start here. Just that way. Obi-Wan, this way, please.
Yes, go.
How did you manage that?
Alas, though my heart is warm and true, no wealth can I command.
Oh dear.
It's quite appropriate.
Oh, Miss Hopkins. What a pleasant surprise. Have you lost your partner?
I give you a baby son, an heir to my fortune.
I actually wanted a daughter. Sup up and let's go.
Sup up? Oh, it's a really sickly child.
Oh no, that's quite sad.
Let's have it adopted.
We'll sell it.
That's a good idea. We'll send it to the butcher.
The single guests are left to ponder their fate.
Oh, look at the bachelor.
Women had at most 5 summers to find a husband or face the dismal prospect of spinsterhood. But one of them, heiress Miss Samuel, remains undaunted.
I swear, coming into the Regency House, I mean, I was thinking, look, at least they've got to be some half-decent-looking guys. eye candy. That's all I ask for.
We've got some serious flowers happening on every level here.
Well done, darling.
And next, no rival, must I view.
I scorn divided love.
It was just horrible. It was absolutely awful. You know, I had Mr. Everett who kept looking at me and shaking his head, and Mr. Carrington who kept arguing with me.
Yeah, but the way to do it, I know, is that...
And all I could do was think, oh my God, have I made the right decision? It was just absolutely awful. And when Mr. Everett walked off...
I was a bit surprised that I wasn't chosen to go through the maze. Because also, again, I was hoping it'd be nice if I could have gone with Miss Hopkins. Got a bit kind of weepy and a bit, you know, just all sort of came crashing in. I just sort of imploded, really, and had to sort of go off into the woods and breathe a bit.
He'll be you tomorrow.
The matchmaking is over. The chaperone's job is done.
Well, it's been a triumph for good temper, hasn't it?
It has, absolutely.
And for organisation.
And no more sharing a wash bowl.
And no more sharing a wash bowl.
Or a
let alone a pot.
Yes.
So, I mean, really.
It's quite funny that we actually managed that with such kind of dignity.
I'm going to go away from here with the most amazing memories.
I think we all think that. And it's been nice as a kind of bond between us all to have, you know...
Yeah, definitely. Support Mrs. Rogers. And you're very warm, even when you're being grumpy. Ultimately, you've always done it with the best intentions. I think that says a lot for you as an individual. Yeah. And that's something I'm going to take back about you, Mrs. Rogers.
Thank you.
No, really, you should be proud of yourself, because we have come out of this with the best match for me.
Absolutely.
You know? It might not have been the one I wanted in the beginning, but it's definitely the one I want now.
The best match for you.
Yes.
Yes, perfect.
So.
And the only girl to get a man with a title. Yeah.
Take care, Miles.
Thank you. That's nice for putting up with my antics. Oh,
And thank you all. You've been incredibly patient and nice.
The party's been a triumph. No scandal and several matches.
Look after her on the way out.
But the hostess is planning a final coup. Her first move is to persuade the other chaperones to leave early.
Safe journey.
Thank you very much.
All
Goodbye.
Thank you very much for getting me through this. Thank you for all the help. Everything I've said to you is true. I love you too. I'll get my parents to fix you up with somebody.
That would be grand, thank you.
When I said goodbye to Lady Devonport, it was very difficult not to walk up the path. It was like losing a limb. She's been my counsel. She's been my best friend. She's been everything to me. I love Lady Devonport.
Left behind to act as moral guardian to the young ladies, Mrs. Rogers is hoping to guide her charge into the arms of Mr. Gorrell Barnes.
I think one of my main reasons for coming in was the kind of idea of stepping into a storybook. And here it is like a storybook every day. You know, the shutters open on this storybook scene, and everyone just walks around looking romantic and gorgeous the whole time. Mr. Gorrell Barnes is a very attractive man. And he looks fantastic as Mr. Darcy outfit, I have to say, just walking around very decorative and elegant.
I always think there will be the perfect person. And she's a very smart girl and she's intelligent. And she's been very distant from everything here. And I've been quite distant from people. And I think we just get on with each other.
We've got to know each other very well through sort of sitting next to each other at dinner and talking to each other. And I think, yeah, we're still kind of quite playful and we do flirt with each other.
Certain things you think about when you're younger become less important. And finding somebody that you actually want to spend the rest of your life with, someone that you get on like a best friend as well as a lover.
And tonight, the hostess has arranged one final bid for romance, a masked ball.